everybody, it is Sarah Law here and I want to talk to you today about insulin. So insulin is a hormone that your body produces and it's there to take sugar out of your bloodstream and use it for energy, help your body use that sugar, that glucose for energy, and also put it into storage sites so you have energy for the future. So it basically insulin helps to take that sugar and put it into your liver and into your muscles, so when you need it you can access it and take it back out and use it to run. The problem is when you have too much sugar in your bloodstream, those two sites can only store a certain amount of it, so the rest, insulin then turns the rest into fat. Definitely not what we want. And then what happens is we just have this excess of blood sugar, we have more and more insulin being pumped in to the body because the body can't deal with all that sugar and it doesn't know what to do with it. Now the problem with insulin is it's obviously very, very important, but it is a fat storage hormone and it's an aging hormone. So if you have too much insulin in your body, you're going to put on weight and you are going to look older than your years. So keeping insulin low and in balance is very important. But another thing to think about is the fact that you have these little receptors on your cells. So that means that the insulin basically helps the glucose go into there. It goes to these receptor sites so that the glucose can pass through. But what can happen is your cells can become resistant to that insulin. The cells, the receptors can become resistant. So think of it a bit like when you go into a club and it's really, really noisy, and when you first walk in you're kind of like, oh my god, I cannot hear anything. You feel like you're going deaf, and then all of a sudden you kind of become used to it, and that's exactly the same. So when you have too much insulin going into your body all the time, then your cells kind of just become a bit deaf to it. They don't recognize it, so you need more and more insulin to uptake that glucose into your cells. So the two key things you need to think about are having lower insulin levels and making sure that your cells are not resistant to it. Now, the more insulin you have, the more resistant you become to it. So keeping insulin low is really, really important if you want to look young and if you want to keep trim. I keep hearing all the time about calories, and if weight loss was as simple as calories in, calories out, trust me, there would not be the obesity epidemic that we have in the world. If only it were that simple. Our bodies are far too complex. It's more to do with hormones. Yes, there is a time and place for calories, and if you severely cut back on calories, you will lose weight to begin with, but in the long term, you will massively impact your hormones, which is why you get this massive rebound effect, put on all the weight that you've lost and then some, because your insulin's out of balance and so is everything else. So I want to give you some top tips with regards to insulin, because food definitely affects it, of course, but there are other things that affect it. So watch this space for more tips with regards to insulin and how to keep it in check.